Hi everyone, my name is Morgan Richardson. I'm a Fulbright English teaching assistant currently in Kazan, Russia. I arrived in September of 2015 and I'll be leaving in the spring of 2016, so about an academic year, 2 semesters, and it's been a wonderful time. I'm from Texas, born and raised, so proud Texan, obviously. And I'm currently in Russia because I studied Russian while I was an undergraduate student. So my bachelor's is in Russian and political science. And I'm very excited to be here, and I'm excited to begin discussing our theme.
Hello everyone, my name is Nadezhda Vanyukhina, or you can call me Nadia. I am a psychologist and a PhD in psychology and an associate professor here in Kazan Innovative University, Russia. 20 years ago, I was an exchange student in the USA. Now I'm a psychologist. So I'm still interested in psychology, education, family, relations, culture, and all the differences that exist in those spheres.
Hello everyone again. So today our theme is going to be on stereotypes between Russia and America and the psychological underpinnings and the meanings behind these stereotypes. Since Nadia and I have both been abroad, and since we have lived in our countries of origin for a very long time, we feel quite confident that we can explain these stereotypes and then also talk about the reasons why these stereotypes came about. We see this as a good opportunity to understand our cultures better, to get past just the facade.
Well, Morgan, 2 months ago I've been to the United States and I was shocked, completely shocked. I saw a sign of a retirement home, and it was in the main street, and it wasn't hidden, it was open. I couldn't believe. I had to use dictionary to make sure that, yes, retirement home is a retirement home, nothing else. Is it a common thing? Is it usual thing for older people who go to retirement homes?
Mm-hmm. It's extremely common. It's actually so common, it would be uncommon. It would be quite strange if you knew someone who lived with their older parents. That would be very unusual. So yes, they are very, very common.
But why? Why do people go to retirement homes and do not stay in their houses, well, doing whatever they want to, not obeying rules and adjusting to others?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Good question. There are a variety of factors. So the first factor I would say is size. So often people who have lived in a home for decades that their children grew up in. Well, once your children leave, now you have these multiple rooms that you don't need anymore. And so why live in a place that's really big that you just don't need? And it's also probably more expensive to live in a bigger home. So instead of buying a new house, they would just move to a retirement home. Another factor is often Americans live, when children grow up, they live in different states than their parents do. So if, for example, a child lives in Texas and their parents live in New York, and the parents need help, there's no way the child could get to them soon. That would take a day just to travel there, even flying. So these people choose to live in retirement homes because they can be watched more easily. That's also the third factor, is that when you get older, you need more care in case you need to take certain medicine or in case you get injured. And retirement homes, there's always someone that helps to watch over them.
But wait, Morgan, actually I think living in different states with parents is not a matter of organization, it's a matter of culture. For example, my husband is from Kyrgyzia, it's former USSR, but this country is in Asia, so they have Asian traditions, even Russian people living there. And it's very common for the youngest son to stay with parents. Others leave and the youngest stays. So if you are obliged to stay with parents, if everyone expects you to stay with parents, you would never go to another state or even another city.
That's an interesting cultural tradition regarding retirement. I would say we also have a tradition of retirement, and that is of saving money. So whereas in Kyrgyzia and in your husband's family, the youngest has to stay home and watch after the parents, people in America, as soon as they get their first job, should begin to start thinking, how can I save for my retirement? We essentially work just to save for our retirement. And it's because it's a very expensive retirement. You have to usually pay for a new place, pay for medicine, all on your own quite often.
Well, but it's a good tradition. I think it's very wise to save. Here in Russia, we don't have culture of saving, and people usually do not save for their retirement, and I think it's not very good. Because pensions are very low here in Russia. Here, it is the minimum cost of living.
Mm-hmm. So that would be the salary someone needs to obtain or to maintain
Just
a
amount
normal
of money,
lifestyle.
yeah.
Mhm.
The amount of money for normal life, yeah. Here, it is the minimum pension. Here it is the average pension. But here, it is the average earning, average wages. So you see how dramatically it drops the quality of living of a person who retires. Pensions are so low.
Mm. Well, at least you have pensions. Often in America, pensions are unheard of.
Wait, what do you mean?
So I mean, our government has sort of a pension system. It's called Social Security, but a lot of people expect it to run out soon. So by the time I would retire, there's going to be no pension, no Social Security for me. And also, people are encouraged by their jobs to maintain their own retirement savings. Unfortunately, this 401k system, which is what your retirement account is called, has been a failure because when people are told, please put aside this amount of money every week so you can retire, people aren't thinking about that. So it's an expensive thing to do, but often it falls on the retiree, person retiring, to finance the whole thing.
Morgan, I don't believe you. Here in Russia, we have a very strong stereotype that in all the resorts of Europe, Turkey, Egypt, Asia, there are a lot of American retired people who want to spend the money.
Those are probably rich American retirees. So if you're rich before you retired, you're going to be rich when you retire as well. So they're probably a very, very, very small part of the population. And then also I would say, I don't think a lot of Americans are interested in traveling abroad. Of course some are. Some love going abroad. But I would say some Americans don't even want to go to Canada or Mexico. So, and these are our closest neighbors. You could drive there. So probably those two factors definitely. But most retirees, I think, are struggling. They barely have enough savings to survive the normal lifestyle.
Well, I think that's the same in our both countries, but we found some cultural differences.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.